Hawkeye season finale. 6 episodes for this first season, and what a way to start this 6th episode. We are introduced to Wilson Fisk. Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, comes back in the role that he made famous in Daredevil. And I do want to say, and I do want to get this out of the way, he is the equivalent of what Willem Dafoe is to the Green Goblin. Vincent D'Onofrio is Wilson Fisk, Kingpin. He has the look, he has that brute strength of a man, force, and character. It's great. And just seeing what he's capable of is great. I feel like they did some kind of camera work and trick where he looked bigger in this and much more taller in a way than he did in Daredevil, but that just could be me. So we start off where Wilson actually meets Eleanor, and Eleanor tells Wilson that she wants out of everything. We are confirmed, and we find that Eleanor is the one who killed Armand, and Eleanor is the one who framed Jack Duquesne, and Wilson Fisk, Kingpin is just like, no, you can't leave. But Eleanor made her decision up. So then we go on to the next scene where we see that Kate is looking at the security camera of when her mother met with Kingpin. So it all goes on. She calls her mother, but then, it leads to other things. And then Clint and Kate start making more trick arrows. And this leads to the Christmas party or a Christmas gathering that's happening at a hotel, which I'm pretty sure Kingpin is throwing. So once that happens, we find that the Tracksuit Mafia is there. Yelena is there. The LARP people are there. It's one big action sequence that takes up the entire episode. Kate's fighting Yelena. Clint is trying to fight off the Tracksuit Mafia. And, that's going on. And all of a sudden, that changes to Kate and then Clint fighting off the Tracksuit Mafia in Rockefeller Center with the Christmas tree. It's a great touch. It's a great action sequence. And then all of a sudden, Yelena fights Clint. And then Kate is fighting Kingpin. A whole lot of shit's happening, and it's insane. And it's just funny seeing Kingpin and Kate Bishop going at it, because Kingpin is just throwing her around like a rag doll, and it's really, really funny. But you can see Kingpin is that brute force of a man that he can't be stopped. I love the costume they picked for him because it's reminiscent of one of the costumes he wears in the comic books, the red and the white, which is fantastic. And like I said, Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin is so good of a casting. It's great. And then Echo comes in and she's fighting. It's just insane. And if you didn't know who Echo is, it's Maya. And she's coming and that all happens. And then Yelena and Clint are fighting, and Clint is trying to convince Yelena that, Natasha sacrificed herself, but she doesn't understand. Yelena's just beating the shit out of Clint, and he's not fighting back because he knows what happened. And then he does that little whistle that Yelena knows that her and Natasha shared, and it went on, and it's a really, really touching moment that they share. Another interesting moment is with Kate and her mother Eleanor. The mother gets arrested, and all that happens, and then Maya meets up with Wilson Fisk Kingpin in a reminiscent of a scene from the comic books. And I'm pretty sure if Marvel brought him back just to do what they did to this character in this episode, I'd be very upset. But I'm pretty sure we'll see him back in the Echo spin-off series, and she is getting her own series. So that all takes place, and then, Clint makes it home for Christmas. He brings along Kate, he brings along the dog, and the family, they meet her, and they're all sitting around. And then, Clint gives his wife the watch, that number 19 that had on the back of it. She evidently worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's confirmed that she was Mockingbird. If you don't know who Mockingbird is, if you don't know the whole juxtaposition of what the character is, do your research, and you're not a comic book fan if you don't know what happened. So I'm pretty sure there will be a spin-off show for her, maybe, or more into it if we get a second season of Hawkeye, which we really should get, and I'm hoping we do. And of course, it's been confirmed that Hawkeye takes place after Spider-Man No Way Home, so it's interesting to see how everything plays. I enjoyed this season of Hawkeye. It was very different than what you usually see, but 6 episodes for a Disney Plus series is really, really not enough, I want to say. You're putting everything into 6 episodes, but you do get a story across like they did with Kingpin. We found out who he was, everybody was waiting for it, and boom, we got Kingpin as the villain. He's now in the MCU. I'm pretty sure his story arc will progress into other shows. We could have Daredevil coming back. He could show up in the few Spider-Man movies. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio is the perfect casting choice, and I can't stress that enough. And with all these Echo series coming out, and then with another, maybe hopefully a season 2 of Hawkeye, anything can happen. And where the events take place in this, anything is possible. We'll definitely see Kate Bishop again in a future movie or another cameo in a TV show as, Lady Hawkeye, or what she called it. And it was a nice touch that she did that because, like I said, everything's reminiscent of the comic books. And then the costumes they wore was really, really good, and the action was really, really great. And the whole aspect of using the Pym arrow, and, miniaturizing a truck, and then you see the Stark arrow. Everything is so good and so well done that I actually really, really enjoyed this season 1 of Hawkeye. So here's my rating for season 1 of Hawkeye. I do want to say I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's good, but not perfect. They could have done more with it, and I feel like there could have been more of a story arc, and maybe Kingpin should have been introduced a little bit earlier. But knowing that the mother was behind everything and she was just doing it because she was following the orders of Kingpin was really interesting, but it made sense. I'm really curious to see how everything goes on from here with the MCU, especially Phase 4, because we've gotten a lot in 2021 with Phase 4 of Marvel, with WandaVision, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, What If, Loki, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Black Widow. It's like mind-blowing how much shit Marvel put out this year, and keeping track is great. I'm happy there's a lull in it a little bit between now and then probably May of 2022 when Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness comes out, and maybe there'll be another Disney Marvel show before then, but who knows. Fans need a little break, after what's been happening. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Hawkeye season 1. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? And what did you think about episode 6, the season finale of Hawkeye? And did you enjoy seeing Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, back in the MCU? And, it's great because they kept the character the same from Daredevil. They didn't, make him bigger or fatter, which was good, because if they did, it probably would have gave the character more of a comedic look. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Kingpin, this episode of Hawkeye, and season 1 of Hawkeye. And where do you see Clint Barton going on from here? Do you see him coming up in another movie, having a season 2 of Hawkeye? And where do you see things going from here? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next review video.